Kairi on the Fanny, this time with a high and dry emblem, as opposed to Sans, who popped or used the Demon Slayer emblem. And early on, Legionarco, first Cho performance in MPLID Season 10 for him. We'll see how he performs up against this composition right here. They're going to have a little bit more control in the mid lane, I believe, with the Cho up against the Grok, but Sans definitely has more kill pressure.
Well, he has more kill pressure early on with the burst available, and of course with the follow-up that can just come out of nowhere. But for now, Rebellion still has the clear advantage, and with that, they're trying to make moves around the map as early as possible.
A different approach here from that Fanny. Kairi opted for that high and dry, as opposed to Game 1, Sans opting for that Demon Slayer, so a different play style. But take a look at the changes here. Talent's prediction by Axe, me and Arashi here, kinda isolated, don't you think?
Well, I'm isolated, but I'm with you, Goni. So, Rebellion for the two of us. And honestly, I find it surprising that you, a hardcore ONIC fan, actually is opting for Rebellion.
That's a typo. But
again, well, is it a typo? Well, I think that Rebellion Zion, you can't count them out and go for a hardcore early game like this. And of course, ONIC can pull it off, but what are the odds? But right now, they're doing pretty good. First blood for Kairi.
First blood for Kairi here. Presented by Samsung Galaxy A series, and right now CW taking the hit as well. BMI was used to defend Keyboy, trying to use that pressure, poking pressure on that Selena here, on towards that marksman of Rebellion Zion. Seems like in the early minutes, ONIC Esports is still slightly ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, just literally in Game 1, we did see the same thing happen. ONIC Esports with First Blood, they were able to secure the first few minutes of the game, but then Rebellion Zion just took control with neutral objectives. And so far, it looks like they're doing really good with Dyron invading in the enemy jungle and getting out as well. Fearless will have a free turtle.
Well, that was rude. Dyron just sucker punched Kairi away from that situation. He will not be around to try and contest that turtle.
Dyron got the turtle, so a little bit of a miscalculation from Fearless there with a lethal counter retreat.
I gotta say though, it's kinda awkward seeing Sans on a Grok. Is this a comfortable hero perhaps, or now he is taking the heat here. Forced to use that part of nature. Oh, that arrow almost connects Kairi here, perhaps going towards top side here.
Well, ONIC Esports' success will depend on Kairi here. He is the factor, the member of the team that can be all around the map, and everyone else, they can kind of like do damage, but they lack a bit of setup, I think. So Rebellion, I think they have a good chance of just outplaying a lot of these burst damage and mobility coming in from ONIC Esports.
Let's see though, again, Rebellion Zion haven't really been able to find any crazy picks so far, even with Legionarco trying his best there. You're going to take a look at the emblems though. High and dry for Kairi. You can see the damage.
We have Dragon connects on towards Kairi there, but not enough damage to take him down just yet. Legionarco is also rather low here. Fearless with that Cyclone Sweep and blazing the wet from side of CW will not be amount to anything as Keyboy is the first man down. Kairi with the cables trying to jump in, find a kill. Does not connect on towards anyone just yet. Rebellion Zion has won.
Good pick. Very good pick by Rebellion Zion. Again, equalizing it on the board. And look at what Highs and Legionarco are doing. Legionarco staying up top to open the map up for Highs to pick that turret gold apart. Now, though, bottom side.
Well, Fury, it's hard for an assassin to go on towards a fighter, so Fearless has that slight edge, taking the jungles from Kairi. Top side, no action whatsoever, but it seems like ONIC Esports, they are struggling now, Rush.
They are struggling because in the early game, they're up against 3 fighters. You know, before all the items are built up, a lot of these heroes on the side of ONIC Esports, they require items. But Dyron here will be able to escape, but Boots is on the hunt.
Oh, he is on the hunt here. Dyron 1 HP. Boots picking up that kill. With that sprint, he is able to escape. But take a look at the arrow connecting on towards Suelo. Keyboy will not be able to follow up that up just yet, though. Rebellion Zion. It's clear that their game plan is to invade the purple buffs of Kairi. But earlier, Kairi, perhaps with that retribution, is able to collect as well.
This is very dangerous for ONIC Esports. Selena's not going to scale well into the late game, and Rebellion Zion have better control over the neutral objectives again with the Balmond. ONIC Esports needs to find a massive pick, and they need to get Kairi Snowball going here because right now, Rebellion have control even in the lanes.
Seems like here, Wijanarko will open up the map. Fearless with that Bauman opening up there, but Kairi jumps in with that Retribution, will not be able to get that one as Sans goes down. Kairi with the cables trying to find a kill as one member will fall as well. Double kill for Kairi, 2 for 1, but they lost the turtle. Rebellion trying to pick up the pace. Arrow connects on towards one member there as Highs will pop that go in. Keyboy gets taken down. Highs is a madman here as he is just untouchable.
That's why we were hyped after seeing the Melissa pick. A brilliant pick by Rebellion Zion, and you can see the value that it has in the game right now. And what I do want to talk about in terms of the picks, in terms of the draft, is that Rebellion drafted themselves 3 winning lanes technically, so Kairi's having a tough time in the jungle because Dyron's constantly pressuring that purple buff. And right now you can see the items, Arashi, that Rebellion have been able to get with a 1,000 gold lead.
Well, to note, there's a Clock of Destiny on the side of Suelo, but oof, Kairi is making a lot of moves here. He is able to do a lot of damage right now because he rushed the Malefic Roar, knowing that he's up against 3 fighters. In the early game, more HP, more base damage. They're Rebellion Zion, they use 3 fighters and they're abusing it completely, but CW goes in.
Easing to it there with Wijanarko will take a lot of healing. Watch charge as well connects as 2 members from side of Rebellion Zion will fall. Will there be more as ONIC Esports is on a manhunt, but Highs is a save, I gotta say here. So he needs to be careful though. Remember, Abyssal Arrow is always there for side of ONIC Esports. Kairi here looking for the kill, will not overcommit just yet here as the top structure from side of Rebellion Zion will fall.
Very cool. Crazy cables there from Kairi. 5-0 and 1, he goes for Dyron.
Okay, Dyron here, with that high and dry emblem. The damage is just too much for this guy. 0-0 here for Dyron. Not a fun game indeed, but now CW in the mid side with that blazing duet will almost take down one member, and there you go. A very well placed BMI to secure a kill on towards Fearless, who is at 0-3-2. Brown and Zion, they are slowly and surely starting to crumble.
ONIC Esports right now just absolutely taking the game onto their hands with Kairi just in the center of it, right? Just this high and dry, the Fanny, has just been doing so much in the game. Even though ONIC Esports haven't really been, they haven't really had the grasp on the game, Kairi has always been consistent. He's there always to pick up the kill, to push in pressure, and again, even with Dyron constantly on his purple buff, he's doing so well to take it.
Earlier, CW finishes Demon Hunter Sword at 5 minutes, so once he gets just even a slight bit of power spike, ONIC Esports, they're just a lot more confident in taking these big fights towards Rebellion Zion instead, even though they were on the back foot. Now with a lead, they can start to try and use their superior mid-game, right? Where their burst damage will start to actually shine a lot more compared to Highs and Suelo, who requires a bit more items to get their, the big damage we expect from a Lunox and a Melissa.
ONIC Esports setting up a trap on towards Siren here. 3v1 is just too much. Keyboy will pick up the kill, but on the flip side here, with Janarko taking a lot of heat there, health HP, but it seems like now ONIC Esports with 2 members, here in the mid side will be able to clear the wave. And now to reset, the top side is going to be the target from side of Rebellion Zion.
There was no objective to take for Rebellion Zion, and that's why ONIC Esports just instantly went towards that bottom side. They know that Dyron always plays the weak side of the map, so they punished in Highs. Ooh, able to dodge away. Wijanarko.
Okay, awkward flicker there with Wijanarko. He is caught here. He is forced to use that wave dragon, and he will fall to the hands of CW. Keyboy though, with that arrow connecting onto Suelo, but Kairi jumps in, almost gets taken down, and now take a look at the Melissa. High stays down, and Suelo in the backside will not be able to survive, and Fearless falls as well. ONIC Esports almost with unofficial wipes out here as the mid side though. Dyron finding compensation. Crazy match as Dyron is struggling. He will fall as well, as this is going to be a white out for side of ONIC Esports now in the 9th minute of the game.
3.8k gold lead, and again, Kairi 6-0-6. Right now, he's done everything in that early game. He can start to, ease off that hard carry mentality because CW has gone his items as well. Kairi can just focus on the objectives, and CW will be the one to deal the damage with the Blazing Duet. He has the Wind of Nature already collected as well. So right now, not only can they dish out a lot of damage, but he can soak in as much as well as there's a fight again.
Oh, Suelo goes first here. Brown Zion will not have enough damage if they want to fight. A very, very important member there. deleted by the side of ONIC Esports. So they get the Lord here. Arashi with this Lord and 5,000 gold lead, what can they amount to?
They can go for an end here. If anyone tries to defend against that Lord, ONIC Esports have the tools available to try and get a massive pickoff. They can go with Suns with the wild charge. They can go off Keyboy's Abyssal Arrow as well. So honestly, MLBB needs to play this safe and make sure that they have a bit of a coverage, because again and again, they seem to be quite lost here once ONIC Esports has their power spikes. You can see that with the Have to Seize, with the Hunter Strike on Kairi, as well as the Demon Hunter Sword and the Wind of Nature on CW, ONIC Esports can just go in all together, and Rebellion Zion, they're confused on who to focus and who to try and deny to save Swalo and Heist, because everyone can just do a lot of damage at this point.
With the penetration that they have built up, Rebellion Zion, even their tanky members are going to be melting very easily. And again, Rebellion Zion won't be able to take that much damage, right? So right now, what they can go for if they want to win the game is they need to wait for ONIC Esports to make a mistake, overstay and punish, because at this point, with this composition, they're very oppressive. The Selena can just keep on putting in pressure with the Abyssal Arrows and traps in the enemy jungle, and obviously CW with the BMI, almost impossible to catch.
Yeah, I mean, CW has secured himself a Malefic Roar as well, so that Blazing Duet will just burst and melts any member from side of Rebellion Zion. Do want to note though, Keyboy on that Selena, he opted for a Clock of Destiny, but not Lightning Truncheon. He went for Genius Wand, realizing that no Athena shields were made from the side of Rebellion Zion, so the magic power is just enough, more than enough, to just burst any member now. Here, an invade for that orange buff. Who will get it? It seems like Rebellion kind of zoned out from their own jungle.
Swalo and Heist, those are the two carries that Rebellion can rely on, but both of them need to be protected. For Swalo, it's a little bit more alright, it's a little bit more okay, because he does have the brilliance to actually get out of the sticky situations, but for Heist, you need a solid front line. Even with the go away, you can't risk getting hit by the Abyssal Arrow, because then CW can just wreak havoc with the Blazing Duet.
Even if you have the go away, if you get hit by an Abyssal Arrow, the follow-up coming in from ONIC Esports is just a bit too much, man. He has solutions for members like Kairi diving towards him, but for the damage coming in from like CW, for example, how is he supposed to deal with that? He can go for a Wind of Nature, but then that also leaves him susceptible to other sources of damage. So Rebellion Zion, if they go to their late game and go for the massive 5v5 sustained team fights, they have a chance here. But of course, ONIC Esports, they have other plans. With the Lord spawning right now, they still have full control, and for sure, they will be looking to get a pick-off yet again on Rebellion Zion.
Seems like here, Rebellion, where Dragon connects onto CW, but Narco will take the heat. Mega kill for CW. Kairi with the cable, trying to jump in onto a Swalo. Godlike is now in the hands of Kairi, and it seems like ONIC Esports, with two members down from side of Rebellion Zion, ONIC Esports will have a free Lord, but it seems like in the mid side, Rebellion will try to find a kill here, perhaps on towards the tanky members. But now, yeah, free Lord for ONIC Esports. Now this is enhanced though, but I do want to say that it seems like it is so hard for Fearless to stay relevant in this game, because ONIC Esports, take a look at the heroes. It's so mobile, and it's so hard for a Battleman to catch any member from side of ONIC Esports. Seems like now here, 10,000 gold lead established.
It's not just that, man. You know, the Battleman's having a tough time. Sure, because he doesn't really have space to deal any damage with how mobile ONIC Esports composition is, but on top of that, he's too squishy. Up against the penetration that ONIC Esports have bought for themselves, he can't really soak in any damage. So, yeah, he doesn't really have a place in this game currently. He gets melted by every member, especially Kairi and CW. It's just so scary, man. How did Kairi one-shot Swalo? That was crazy.
Yeah, it seems like he was 100-0 real quick. So Kairi with a 7-0 and 6 KDA right now, he is performing absolutely insane. And you can see the difference compared to Sans, who doesn't have that muscle memory. But Iron will be jumped on. Look at the damage coming from CW.
I mean, Lord will take base turret number 1 there, and Swalo will try to defend, but take a look at bot side. Here's Dyron, forced to use that flicker to escape the damage from CW. Heist taking some heat from Boots here. Swalo and Heist trying to melt Boots. He's still okay, but base turret number 2 will fall in the mid side here. It's going to target Dyron, trying to find a kill there. Does not connect, but take a look at that. as base turret number 3 might fall here. Sans jumps in a little bit too deep. Jiren though falls. Sans still survives, but now the Lord is going to target. Rujanarko gets deleted as well, and now shut down. But it will be a reset here, as Rebellion Zion will be able to defend, but at what cost? Their base is just exposed.
It's still very value. Even though Rebellion Zion finally are able to shut Kairi down, it's a 3-for-1. And take a look at the base. Completely just taken out. Base turrets all across the board taken out will mean that ONIC Esports have these super minions to play with. And that just means that they'll have more pressure adding up into this game with the Lord that will be spawning in 50 seconds. They can look for the end then.
They can for sure. With 2 assassins, ONIC Esports need to step up the tempo here. They're already playing really well, but Kairi just got shut down in that fight. So you can make an argument for Rebellion mounting a comeback. Instant replay here by the Sons of Galaxy A series. And look at that, everyone just goes at them together. But for the most part, it just seems that Kairi got a bit too overzealous. He gets, hit up by Highs, who can do a lot of damage in that late game with that Melissa. So if the fights play out like that, clumped up together, Highs can absolutely carry the game, and with that shutdown, it does seem like there's a lot more opportunity for Rebellion Zion, unless ONIC just out-macros them completely.
And now it does feel like Rebellion are getting tankier, right? They are hitting somewhat of those power spikes right now with the Lunox getting the Divine Glaive. There's going to be more penetration so that they can actually start to melt down that rock. Because Sans, even though he hasn't been making a whole lot of plays so far in the game in terms of the just engage potential, he has been soaking in a whole lot of damage. Highs gets caught.
Highs here. Oh, take a look at that. The Holy Crystal and Genius One combined. Keyboy just one-shots Highs there. Kairi jumps in. Luckily, their order were there, but now take a look at that. Wave Dragon connects onto his Kairi, but no damage whatsoever in the backside, though. Fearless taking the heat from that DHS. And yeah, the backside, Unstoppable will be claimed. Jiren is quite isolated here, but he is a Taquito now. The base is going to target as Boots finds Sway low. And ONIC Esports, they look for a game 3 as Fearless will not be able to survive there. Unstoppable collected, and ONIC Esports, the yellow porcupines here, is back in game number 2. Rebellion Zion will have to get that game 3.
Third